All right, here we go. I will share my screen.
All
I
right.
think we're live.
You think we're live? Okay. Greetings, everybody. We're going to be focused in on the Wolfson Goodman match, which at the moment is closer. And play has gotten started. We see a Queen of Diamonds lead against 3 no trump. And let's see what's happening here.
I'm just opening the Twitch on my iPad so I can respond to any comments or questions that come up.
So let's see here. So if we can see that the hand is very friendly for the declarer apart from the club suit. But there are going to be north-south is going to have no trouble taking at least 9 tricks here. I wonder if he's gonna.
I mean, 6 clubs seems somewhat reasonable. But you're missing too many high card points to probably reasonably get there. You need 3-2 clubs and
yeah. I mean, the hand is very friendly with the ace of spades on side, queen of hearts on side, queen jack of diamonds led and on side. So I imagine Burke will play 3 rounds of clubs shedding, or 4 rounds of clubs shedding a diamond, I guess.
I'm not sure that we are live. Oh yeah, we are. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Perfect. It's just not pulling up on my iPad. I just got my phone instead for the chat.
Okay.
So we'll see if we get any questions.
Yeah.
It's
kind of nice to see Larry Cohen playing in a competition. He's been coming back a little bit lately.
Yeah.
I think he attended either Phoenix or New Orleans in some capacity. So he did, in fact,
so at this point,
he ducked the 3rd round of clubs.
Yeah, he'll just lose one more trick at this point.
Yeah, he'll lose a spade. He'll throw a diamond and a spade on the 2 good clubs and lead a spade up.
And they're playing some type of precision system, so we'll see if any precision auctions come up. Hopefully,
yeah, and I wonder if I mean, the Queen of Diamonds seems like a very normal lead, especially in a non-precision context where it might start a club, a spade, a no trump. So
here actually East might East actually gave up the over trick, not knowing who had the ace of spades versus the king of hearts, because if you switch the ace of spades and king of hearts, East actually needs to keep the spades.
Right. So it'll be one
claim here.
One imp to Wolfson here at the start.
And I believe this is the semifinals, right?
Yes. So and the winner of there's one more segment after this, and then the winner of this match will play the winner of the Hammond-Lewis match that's going on also at the same time.
The team that loses this match will go into the USA2 playoff, correct, in the semifinals?
Yes. Yeah, they have this is kind of a cool structure where they have this double elimination going. The only one that didn't have it was the open bracket because USA1 was already accounted for. Yeah, it was already determined. All right, so Mike opens 2 spades, and note here that he's vol against not and has 4 hearts. For those of us that are purists about week 2s, I mean, the reality is that preempting is good. And so vol against not with 4 hearts, no problem. So I rather like this by Mike, and I confess the more I play, the more I just open a week 2 when I have it. I don't worry so much.
Here, north-south might get into a little bit of trouble. they're not vulnerable, but North's going to take another bid over South, whatever South, and if South bids two no trump Liebensaal,
I
North
would
can't
guess
bid
that,
three clubs. I would
well,
assume
I would guess that Larry will bid,
spades.
I will guess that Larry will bid three spades.
Right, three spades seems like the norm bid, and then South will bid three no trump, which does not look like it will
It's
do
not,
too well.
it's not,
Well, you lose three spades and a heart off the top, and you
yeah,
don't have any
that's true.
tricks.
Yeah, that's true.
If they didn't have the three spade, if they only had two spade tricks, maybe you could get something going. But and I'm sure they'll lose another trick. Oh, he bids
No,
three clubs, which
it's curious to me that he bid three clubs, because clearly at the time where he made his takeout double, well, I guess what he's expecting is that.
oh yeah, partner's never going to pass three clubs, I guess, which is
Right, partner's
kinda
gonna
true,
bid
but
something and maybe now he'll bid.
he bid three spades. Although here it might be ambiguous as to whether or not it shows a heart. Maybe not.
Well, he wouldn't complete the Liebensaal to three clubs with a hand that was good enough to make a slam move over three hearts.
Yeah.
So
So maybe three spades specifically would show a hand with clubs by inference, because it's the only forcing hand that's willing to bid three clubs over two no trump.
that is definitely true. So in Liebensaal structure, for those who are familiar, this two no trump bid by South is generally a slowdown bid. You know, a bad 8 or less, somewhere in that range, where you don't really want to encourage partner to get too high. And notice Larry does bid three spades, and David is going to hate this, because if his partner has a good hand with clubs that wasn't good enough to bid three spades over two no, the idea that they're going to make three no trump from his perspective is.
But with that being said, maybe there's not maybe this isn't differentiated in strength between bidding three spades over two no. Maybe this just specifically shows clubs, because even if you add to the North hand, he might have done the same, right?
Well, I'm thinking that over two no, if he really, like, let's put the king of clubs in Larry's hand, for example, he's not going to just bid three clubs, even though he knows his partner
He
is
might
pass.
he bidded here knowing his partner isn't going to pass, but might just have a hand
Yeah,
that
but
can
if he had the
make
king of
slam.
clubs, if he had the king of clubs, he'd be deciding between three no and five clubs. And so I don't know why he wouldn't just bid three spades right away and keep the defense in the dark about what his hand looks like. So here David bids three no, and if Andy finds a double here, which is not totally unreasonable when you have all this stuff and your partner was vol in first seed.
Yeah, and especially if you know the North has clubs, you have the king of clubs and the 10, which could be important, and it's well placed. But you'd probably rather have king 10 fourth of clubs.
He doesn't double. I'd be curious, can we peek in and see what the auction was at the other room, since they're a little bit ahead? Okay, they didn't. Bobby Levin didn't open a week 2, and North is in a quiet three clubs. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think I like to preempt a lot, but unfavorable. I don't think I would have preempted this hand two spades.
well, let me just go ahead and say that by preempting two spades, Mike has picked up imps for his side, which,
Yes.
you know, one hand does not exactly, you know, tell us what the right thing to do is, but just on general principles, you know, Bobby is, if we were to guess whether Bobby Levin opened two spades at the other table, we would probably all guess no, because he's more solid and he wouldn't want to get away from four hearts. But it really is style dependent.
And I think a lot of people play ways that you can show four cards in the other major over the two no trump asking response. I know a couple of different ways people play.
I've played things like that over a two diamond opener. I have not quite done it over spades, although I wouldn't be surprised if people did.
And
so here
Itabashi also opened two spades.
Itabashi also opened it. And again, that's a style thing. If you ask me, I would have guessed that having played against Mark a lot, I would have guessed that Mark opened 2 spades, just because he also feels strongly about preempting. We see the score came in that North made 3 clubs at the other table. So
So that
I guess losing a heart, a spade, and 2 clubs.
so East West will pick up some imps to narrow the gap. And again,
sorry.
the slow play.
Say Andy will definitely play a diamond here.
I've seen some slow play penalties here in this match too. It was a big controversy in the first match, the Open tournament, but here also in this close of a match, it could very easily be the deciding factor.
Yeah, and unlike Mike Levine, who there has been a lot of discussion about just due to his eyesight problems, I'm not familiar that any of the players in this match have similar difficulties. I think that just some people that are playing perhaps at this table and others aren't the fastest people in the world, and I'm sure with this being the advent of these time penalties and kind of the clock tablet adjustment, I mean, I'd be surprised if Larry Cohen has played an event on tablets anytime recently. So, and he and Burke can be thoughtful, let's say. So
yeah, and I think the newness of not only time penalties but combined with the tablets, I mean, it can bring some interesting questions of like when you have a play for over tricks, sometimes you would just give up the chance or give up thinking about it just because you don't want to risk the time penalties associated with thinking. But
okay, so something interesting just happened here. So Berkowitz got to this ending a trick ago, where if the hearts are 3-3, and East has the king of clubs guard with the diamonds, he might have had a squeeze in the minors here. So he's played
as it is, he kind of does. He can play queen of diamonds and the diamond. He should, knowing all.
Yeah.
Oh, the queen of spades, queen of diamonds and diamonds. And here he does have a squeeze.
Diamonds. Yeah, it'll effectively be
a squeeze for down one.
A squeeze for down one. But had the hearts been 3-3 here, he might have actually made this. So this was pretty close, and that was with, you know, from Larry's perspective, his partner had about the worst hand he could possibly have to have bid 3-0.
He might actually play a club up because there's a chance that East had to unguard clubs with 3 clubs to the jack and West having the king. So I assume he'll do that to try to make his contract.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll end up down 2 here because it's the only play to make. And in this kind of situation where you're in a white game or even a red game, the difference between down or 1 or 2 versus making a contract, you will almost never see people play safe for down 1 or down 2 unless there is some spectacular reason that they're sure of what's going on. You don't have to be right very often to try to make it, rather than these extra under tricks.
Yeah, definitely.
An interesting hand though at the start.
Yeah, for sure. There's a tough one for North South with the preempt. The preempt definitely made it tough. Bob Hammond also opened 2 spades. So it looks like it's 3-1 on opening 2 spades.
Yeah, with Bobby being the lone man out. But again, Bobby Levin is as solid a citizen as there is. So
yeah, I wouldn't have expected to see a 2-spade opening from him. And here, so they're going to lose 5 imps.
2 after hooking the club, as we were guessing would happen. So it'll be 5 more imps to Goodman's side, which will tighten the gap a little bit. I think there weren't any unreasonable actions by anybody on that hand, by the way. It seemed like everybody kind of did normal things.
Yeah, the North hand seemed a little too strong to overcall 3 clubs directly, but
I wonder what Berkowitz is going to open here. This is one of those situations where, especially in a pair game, I would be very tempted to open this hand to no trump.
Yeah, it's White
Just
against white.
white against white and trying to keep your opponents out of 4 of a major, which may be poignant when your partner, like we can see here, doesn't have very much. It's interesting. I found that shading ranges in these spots, it turns out to be okay, kind of tactically a lot of the time. I'm not even remotely suggesting that a 1-no opener is normal. Although I do recall 5 or 6 years ago, Hurd and Woolridge were playing in the trials, and it was such that they were opening basically all their 10s and most 11s and a lot of 10s. And like, I remember there was a segment of 15 boards where it went pass to Joel like 4 times, and he opened a no trump with 11, 12, 11, 12, playing a 14 to 16 no trump because he knew that his partner, that their side didn't have a game, and it was a preemptive value.
Yeah.
It stuck out in my mind.
And here, West decided not even to either make the game try or introduce hearts.
East really went low here with 2 spades.
Yeah, I was going to mention that I think, especially, I don't know about their opening style, but especially if you play a lighter opening style, as a passed hand, you can cubed light, and this hand arguably might not even be light for a regular cubed.
Yeah, I mean, high card point counters will look at the East hand and say it's only 9 highs, but in the context of being a passed hand, having honor 3rd of spades, even though it is the 10, and 2 aces, including ace jack 3rd of hearts, I might want to give my partner a little bit more encouragement. But 2 spades is fine. I mean, you might give a limit raise, but it's near the
Yeah,
end.
you are 4x3.
Yeah, 4 triple three is not a good reason to be upgrading. So on this hand, it wouldn't have mattered because Mike was going to bid game regardless with a stiff diamond and a very healthy, chunky 15.
Yeah, I might have considered 3 hearts with the West hand, which could be an artificial game try, but maybe if partner has 5 hearts, hearts plays better. Or even if partner has 4 hearts and you can get some diamond roughs in your own hand, it could play a little bit better.
Yeah. I think though, just on general principles, for Mike, once his partner raised spades, he knew he was playing game, and kind of hiding his texture and the kinds of things that are going on there is a non-zero value to just bidding 4 spades and letting them lead blind.
There is. That's definitely true. But on the other hand, 3 hearts here for some people is the only way to make a game try.
Correct.
So it might not even give
Correct.
away.
It might be no cost.
But if it goes 3 hearts, 3 spades, 4 spades, they're gonna be able to figure out kind of what you're doing when you bid over partner rejecting a game try anyways. So
yeah, so we see a claim here with not many cards. I'm sure Mike told Berkowitz that he was leading a club to the king at some point, and they agreed to 10 tricks, which when on an earlier broadcast, we were discussing the time penalties. We talked about there are situations where people try to speed the play up when there isn't much to it. So this is an example by Mike of trying to keep his table moving. So, all right. So Andy's opening 2 no trump here, and the interesting question will be, is after a transfer and 3 no by Mike, is Andy going to leave it in 3 no or correct to 4 hearts?
Yeah.
Which is not trivial, I don't think. Although queen 3rd of clubs is not the best holding. He would much rather have queen 10 3rd or king 10 3rd to be considering 3 no, I think.
It's also possible that they play 3 heart shows hearts, some people.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, I guess what's their 2 no? Oh, it's just normal 2020. I'm used to now playing 2 no's 22, 23, when I guess that makes more sense. But
have we got
I don't know. I think I would pass the East hand, but
It's close. I mean, you would hate to pass and have them run the first 5 clubs. Like if partner's short in clubs, you definitely don't want to pass. Because that's going to look ridiculous. And here, Andy, I mean, 4 hearts is very normal. I think in a pair game, you would give some more thought to this. And if you kind of needed a board or, you might consider passing, but at teams, I think this is probably just the right bit.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 hearts might be better.
Have we got any chat movement?
No, someone just asked kind of what I was saying earlier on the previous hand. Couldn't you bid 3 hearts without hearts and then go to 4 hearts to be deceptive? But the problem is if you bid 3 hearts and could you bid 3 hearts and 4 spades without hearts? Like
You
kind of
could
balance.
You could be, I guess in the instance where partner bids. I mean, in this auction, it's hard to get in trouble if you do that, right? Because partner's never going to take control, having only bid 2 spades.
I mean, the only risk is if it goes 3 hearts, like when the South opened a precision diamond. So when they bid 3 diamonds next, maybe North has a lot of diamonds in shortness, and they can find a 5 diamond bid or something, or 4 diamonds, and over 4 diamonds, maybe partner isn't as well placed to judge. But even then, 3 hearts is generally just a game try, so I don't think there's too much risk.
Yeah, well, one of the things that might happen if you did it with a hand that doesn't have hearts is the risk that the North hand doubles with a stack of hearts that didn't really want to act earlier, kind of freely queen 10-9-6 the hearts or king 10-9-6 the hearts and out. And on a very bad day now they found some heart save. I mean, these are all very small likelihoods, but
Yeah.
so here Berkowitz leads a Rusino jack of diamonds against 4 hearts. And from his side, he might just have 3 tricks in his hand, so he's hoping to build another one.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting one to play. You want to try to get to dummy twice to lead the hearts up, but
he might not bother. He might just play.
Yeah, there's a
He
little
might
bit of
just
risk.
play ace of hearts heart, figuring even if he loses 2 hearts. Well, no, maybe not. I was thinking
Yeah,
that
it's a
he
bit
got enough
risky.
chances.
You'd rather have king 10-9 of clubs, where then you have at least double dummy. You'd have an 100% line, but
Right.
here
So
even
he's going to play a heart here, and I expect when Berkowitz wins the heart that he will exit a spade, as from his perspective, when partner, his partner has nothing from his perspective because he started with 13 and he sees this dummy.
and as long as he exits the 8 of spades, he still creates a bit of a guess for East-West as to who has the jack of spades. If he leads the jack of spades, there'll be no issues for declare at all. Who can just discard the club. So I expect the 8 of spades lead. Oh, but the 4 of clubs.
So Larry does have room for the queen of clubs. Here Andy has the full 21, so we can see that Larry has the.
Yeah, I'm not sure the rush for this though, and if he does have the queen of clubs and somehow declare pops king.
Well, he might need to.
Suit.
He might need to if the declarer had
5 spades.
Say, yeah, 5 spades seems unlikely, but
the whole thing seems a little unlikely because imagine East had, say, jack 3rd of clubs. Maybe he could hop king of clubs, cash the ace of hearts, cash the spades, and exit a club. And now South is M played.
True.
So
this is true.
It's probably unlikely to matter, but
he was just playing kind of to get it over with. If his partner had the queen of clubs from his side, it seems unlikely that declare will just fly king just randomly. I don't think declare would necessarily have much reason to do that, especially if they had, jack 10 3rd of clubs or something.
True, although in these situations, people don't underlead queen too much with king 3rd and dummy.
Maybe not, but if he had queen 3rd, he might lead a low one, or Jack third, he might lead a low one, hoping, in this hand, South knows he has all the tickets. But on a different hand, it could be possible from his side that Larry has club tricks. So not totally clear either way, but a kind of normal 10 tricks here. And I see the other table now is behind.
Nope.
What's
They're
happening?
exactly on the same hand. They made 5.
Oh, they made 5.
Wonder how they made 5. Seems difficult, but
It does.
seems more likely to be a misclaim. Maybe we can take a look really quick. Really quick scorecard probably.
Yeah, let's see how they made
Could have
5.
been a misclaim. Queen of diamonds lead, spade up, heart pass. But that's not. Oh, and then he ducked a club.
No, he let a diamond and then he ducked a club here at some point.
Yeah, and now he gets both
and now
pitches.
it went away. Okay. All right, so we'll go back to the hit back again. There you go. All right, so here Berkowitz in a strong club structure will bid 1 heart and probably jump to 3 hearts if he gets a chance. Let's see what's happening with the rest.
Yeah, well, North is probably going to bid 2 hearts or 3 hearts or some type of mixed raise, or maybe just a weak raise. I don't know what exactly their methods, but with 4x3, he might just choose to bid 2 hearts.
Right, and Andy might double.
There's also the other option of just bidding 1 no trump and 2 hearts to show a non-constructive raise.
Except that this hand is too. Wow, I'm surprised he's doing
well,
that.
They play precision, so South is limited, so it doesn't seem likely you're going to be making game.
Yeah, I confess with Jack 10 third of spades and ace and 4 trump, I would not be messing around like this. It's hard for partner to even consider that you're going to have this much.
But partner's limited to like.
No, I understand. Just from a tactical perspective now, East gets to bid 2 clubs and 2 diamonds or double. I mean, he was probably doubling 2 hearts anyway, but I would be tempted to raise the level a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's true they get the extra 2 club and 2 diamond bid. However, concealing the heart length can also confuse the auction a bit for East-West when they assume their partner has different lengths and hearts. East won't assume that West is a singleton heart.
Andy is probably going to pass here. His king of hearts isn't very good. His partner didn't act over a heart, but they are vullet imps, so he might suddenly be kind of tempted. I mean, an argument against doing it is that partner didn't even overcall 1 spade over a heart.
Right.
So that to those,
which is a bit surprising. I think I would have. Oh, I guess they're unfair. I thought they were.
He's full against not. I mean, you would hate to bid a spade, and
I saw the
Bobby. I'm sure Bobby
backwards.
didn't at the other table either.
No, yeah, I just saw the vulnerability backwards. But yeah, 3 spades here seems good, but
so Andy's thinking about this, and you have kind of dueling thoughts here, which are it's a vulnerable game, but again, even though partner's showing stuff here, I mean, Mike is generally going to have 5 spades to jump to 3 spades. But then
King of Hearts is pretty bad as well.
King of Hearts is bad. Only 3 spades is bad. Lefty's the one who opened the bidding. 2 diamonds doesn't excite you with queen.
It makes your queen third worse. Every red 2 card is bad.
Yeah, so he did half.
Although here it turns out.
Good job by Andy. Now Burke is going to have to be careful here.
Right, I don't see him really getting this right though.
Yeah, I don't see him getting it right either. Because there's no way he thinks his partner has 4 hearts. And now,
so that actually is gonna.
And now after spade, Mike will make 4. And really, honestly, even if East had bid 4, I don't think David's getting this right, because again, he has no way to even sniff that partner has this heart holding. David is going to be very surprised when the ace of hearts gets roughed.
Yeah, although I don't think it's as bad or as unusual as you do for North to have bid one no trump. I think playing precision, I also would have bid one no trump
Yeah,
or three hearts. I
I'm
don't.
not a precision player, but for one of the reasons, you know, I like making this one no bid the slow partner down when I have less than a constructive raise. The part I don't like here is that well, Larry's certainly going to win the ace and play a diamond.
Yeah, the other thing is
He doesn't help.
when you're favorable by bidding one no trump and two heart, it's less likely the opponents are going to be balancing.
Well, yes, you give the illusion that your side doesn't necessarily have a fit, which can be valuable. I was just thinking on this hand, especially in a precision context, when I have four little hearts and the ace of diamonds, I'm expecting this auction to get busy and for my opponents to either bid spades or clubs. And I would like to give partner the heads up that we have a fit. I mean, surely if North had bid two hearts, I mean, Berkowitz might have even just bid game, honestly, over a double.
I assume two hearts for them is much more constructive. I
It
assume
could,
three hearts would
it
be
certainly
the bid.
could be.
Three hearts is mixed.
What was
them.
what was the alert on one no? Just
Semi-forcing.
Just semi-forcing. Yeah, they may play 1-2 as constructive, and certainly if that's the case, then he can't bid two hearts.
And constructive raises can even be a little stronger in precision than
Right.
normal. So
Right.
I think three hearts would be.
Anyway,
you might get a four hearts.
Yeah, I do not expect this auction to be duplicated in the other room. I'll say that.
No, me neither. We can check really quick. Yeah, North just bid two hearts.
Right, and notice that over a two heart bid, South
might get it right.
Yeah, South bid four hearts. Well, still with five of hearts lead. You'd have to raise hearts and lead the 9 for partner to get this right.
Which is reasonable.
It's not, yeah, it's certainly reasonable. So anyway, so he goes plus 170, I suppose, is what happened.
Yeah, and why stronger in precision for constructive raise? Everything can just be like 1 point stronger or so. Just because you open lighter, you open with 11s and a lot of 10s.
Yeah, when partners capped at 15, you know, the utility of making a constructive raise is to encourage partner when they're at the top of their range. In a 2/1 context, the trouble with showing a constructive raise with, say, you know, 10 or 11 is that since the opener's range is a lot wider, you know, these kind of thinner games you're going to miss because South's hand has such a wider opening range.
Yeah, and you're also not opening as light. But yeah, it goes into here. Actually, is interesting how people bid the East hand, because it's very difficult to bid 6 over one no trump to bid with 6 of a minor and 5 of a major. One way that I play with one of my regular partners, which might not be the best way, but it's just a way we play to handle it, is that you transfer to the minor and bid 4 of the major, which shows just to play. And then with a slam forcing hand, like this is probably close to slam forcing, actually just transfer the minor and bid 5 spades, which is forcing for us, which probably is not the best way, but it's the way we played to handle it. I don't know about if you have any methods to handle these hands.
No, not at all. I confess I would be in most of my partnerships where this hasn't really come up and we haven't talked about it. I would, you know, transfer to spades and bid diamonds and then bid diamonds and then bid diamonds, and you know,
yeah,
maybe
it's just going to be tough to convince partner that you have more diamonds.
Yeah, so Mike has passed here. Something really interesting is going to happen. I mean, I don't think Andy's not going to redouble here with a hard void. He's going to bid. God, what is he going to bid?
I assume 3 diamonds.
I wouldn't be surprised if he bid a lot more than that, if you want to know the truth.
But 3 diamonds is forcing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I assume 3 diamonds, and when West bids 3 no, I assume he's just going to bid 5 diamonds, but I could be wrong.
No way he bids 5 diamonds.
Why not?
His partner opened a no trump and then showed a doubleton spade. There is no way he only bids 5 diamonds.
A Doubleton spade. I think partner with good spades with king and 1 spade would have bid 3 spades here. I think even queen jack of spades, he might bid 3 spades here. So I think you're not excited about your spades. Yeah, I guess 4 diamonds makes sense. But
4 diamonds is fine.
I don't.
It was never going to be 5. 4 or 6 was certainly in the game.
Well, I'm not
once partner has a Doubleton spade here, like even with 5 hearts, they rate to be 5-3-3-2. And you're just so prime with the East hand. I just can't imagine you're stopping short of a slam. Especially when they double 2 hearts. I mean, you don't know that your partner's got ace king of hearts over there when they have doubled this bid. I mean, you might expect your partner to have less highs in there. And if your partner has even 10 highs in the suits you've got, slam is going to be a rock from your perspective. I mean, he's
was
unlucky.
Just thinking 3 no trump is pretty. Just
It's
says I have pointed
it's
hearts and
somewhat
clubs.
regressive. But what would you have Mike do with the same hand with, you know, king jack 10 of hearts and just like some 2-3-3-5 hand or something comparable? I mean, I am sure that Andy's going to bid a slam here, and I confess I would also. I mean, we can see that slam is makeable, I think, if you figure out what's happening.
Not yeah, it might be makeable. I don't know. I guess maybe with the East hand, I would be
maybe it's not, but yeah, I mean, 5 hearts comes out, and
yeah, now you're going to be in slam, but
yeah, and I'm getting some comments privately about whether 3 diamonds is forcing or not. I confess that I would not know for sure if 3 diamonds was forcing here, because you generally would redouble to retransfer and then bid something else to show a good hand. I mean, I could see a lot of utility if I had a bad hand with spades and diamonds, with partner having denied 3 spades, that I might just want to compete and bid 3 diamonds here.
Yeah, you just have to be sure that partner will never pass your redouble.
Right. So this is kind of an agreement issue. So here, Mike, I guess 5 hearts is probably just a try, and Mike is trying to slow it down.
Yeah, I mean, over 4 diamonds, 4 spades, I assume suggest play.
Yeah, and here, I mean, this is an impossible problem for Mike, because I mean, what is he even going to do here? Is he going to bid? Yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all.
And that's kind of what I was saying. Partner will never expect you to have more diamonds than spades when you start with the transfer to spades, which is why it can sometimes be better to transfer to diamonds if you have a way to show 6-5. But
yeah, that's hard to do. I mean, these hands come up so infrequently that you're giving something up. So Andy here is going to probably pass 6 spades, but
I mean, yeah, if partner can't choose 6 diamonds and is choosing voluntarily to play a 5-2 fit, I don't see any future in more.
Right. No. And unfortunately, it's getting close, but he's just going to run out of tickets here. I guess the defense has to be a little bit careful.
I don't know. I don't see any real way for them to mess it up. Seems like it should just be down 1. And even if the spade finesse is on, you need something, right? You need to be able to either hook the club or hope spades are 3-3 and get a spade rough. Even if the spade finesse is on and diamonds are 3-2, you need a little bit something more. Here he's just taking the spade finesse because he knows he needs it to work, and he's in his hand with the free hard entry, so it's probably best to do it now. And once it loses, he'll know he has to play diamonds for 0 losers, and the only way to do that is just to play a diamond at the 10, or play ace king of diamonds and hope to drop the queen jack doubleton. But I assume he'll just play diamond at the 10.
This is This is getting to treacherous territory here, depending on what Berkowitz plays. He'll probably exit a spade.
Oh, they're in 6 spades. I thought they were in 6 diamonds.
Yeah, they're in 6 spades. So he's gonna probably exit a spade. But he has to be a little bit careful here, because if he exits a club,
Well, North can still duck it, right?
yeah, and North will duck it, but
You just have no entry to the West hand. You can't even cash the ace of clubs at any point.
yeah, I mean, but this is getting kind of close here to squeeze territory, because
But you have no entry anywhere, right?
well, he's going to win the club, probably with the king, maybe, although it doesn't. He'll probably win with the king, although it doesn't matter. I mean, there's no way Berkowitz has played a club from queen third. He's going to play a spade, ruff a heart, and he's going to run some trump. And I don't think he's squeezing here, but it sure is close. I mean, the south hand has to keep hearts.
But yeah, he just has too many.
He's got too many
He has 2
cards. The
losers.
count, yeah, the count just isn't quite right.
If you had the queen, if you had king, queen of hearts, and was missing the jack of hearts, you'd have. Well, he still might not even have anything with North having both. But here, North can safely discard. They have to make 2. Oh, they only have to make 2 discards. They can safely discard a club.
Well, no, let's see. Okay, he does play.
Covenant.
I was gonna say, let's see here, because he might have. Yeah, anyway, he's gonna ruff a heart, and then he's gonna cash 2 spades, pitching a diamond and a club. And it's getting a little hairy for North.
Yeah, maybe this king of hearts, heart rough. Cash. Oh no, you only have to make one. You only have to make 1 pitch. You either have to. Yeah, you only have to make 1 pitch, right? King of hearts and a heart rough, then you only make 1 pitch. And if it goes king of hearts and a diamond over, then you make 2 pitches, and you can just pitch a heart and a club.
Right.
So there's nothing really.
There's nothing here, but it is awfully just visually close with.
I think you need.
So I'm getting comments from others about this 3 diamond bid and whether it's forcing. That what's normal, or what is being assumed from some very good players, is that you just redouble all the time when you're trying to make a forcing bid, and partner has to bid 2 spades. It's not like an invite to show values, because obviously if you had some garbage hand with just spades, you would still redouble here and try to get partner to be the declarer. And so now by doing this and then bidding a new suit, it would be forcing, whereas this direct bid can be used for hands that are not forcing and just trying to compete. So interesting that Mike and Andy were kind of on the same page here. I mean, it's probably something they've discussed. But as I said at the time, it's not obvious to me that 3 diamonds is forcing. So anyhow.
Yeah. Yeah, a diamond to the 10 seems like what he. I don't know how this is real. Is he hoping South has the queen of clubs, I guess?
Yeah, well, now he cashes 2 spades, throwing, I guess, 2 clubs.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Or maybe a club and a heart. Yeah, we can see that it's not going to matter, but let's see, what is Mike hoping for?
I don't think. I guess he's just hoping that the queen of clubs is onside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems reasonable because, yeah, I guess he figured out you can't make it any other way. Although playing a diamond to the ace,
he's going to go down an extra now. Not that it matters.
right? He'll just play the 10 and.
Yeah, and now
Yeah. Maybe we can see the auction at the other table quick. So I
they
guess
did redouble and bid 3 diamonds. And note, Mike Becker just jumped to 6. I was going to say I'm definitely forcing slam, and I would be very tempted to do what Mike did.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So here we have a strong 2-0 Trump.
Very likely both tables will be down in slam. That seems kind of normal to get to. So Larry here will open a strong club.
Oh, they play, yeah, strong club. I wonder what their 2-0 opening is. still a lot of precision pairs play 2-0 strong.
Yeah, so let's see, Berkowitz will bid a diamond. Larry will do whatever he's got to do to show 20-21 balanced. And if he's able to do that at the one level, he'll play 1-no. And if he's not able to do that at the one level, he'll play 2-no.
Yeah, I assume it's unlikely he'll be able to do it at the one level.
I assume it'll go 2-no all pass at the other table. Yeah, assuming that Pratap and Venkatrao, pardon my accent, will if they're playing just 2/1, they'll just probably open 2-no and float it. So Berkowitz does bid a diamond. Mike will certainly pass. I mean, the East-West cards just aren't such that they're going to get into this auction. I mean, we can see from the cards as they are that I guess you can make a club partial if you're East-West.
Even that, you have to guess the
couple
spade,
hearts, a
which you would.
diamond, spade, a couple hearts, diamond. No, I guess they can't make anything. Okay, so Cohen jumps to 2-no, which I assume is 20-21 balanced.
This should be passed out probably, and
David will let this go. And actually,
you have to lead a club probably to beat it. Other, I think a spade lead might let him make.
yeah, honestly, he'll probably make 3-no on a, let's see, what has he got? He's got 2 spades, 4 diamonds, 2 clubs. I mean, you're very likely to take 9 tricks.
Yeah, entries are a bit problem. You can never really set up the diamonds if because they block. They win the ace of diamonds and then play king of spades and a spade. But then you're in dummy. You can play a heart, set up a heart trick to win the ace. So yeah, it's a bit.
So this will be a club lead and a club continuation, maybe. I don't
Could be a
know.
spade lead.
I mean, the reason to lead a club instead of a spade is that partner is likely to be a little bit more, well, he does lead a spade, but just for me personally, I would think that my partner will be showing majors a lot more often or taking calls at the one level more often with majors. So in this situation where it's close between spades and clubs, I would think that it's a little harder for partner to introduce minors than it is major. You know, he might be able to overcall at the one level and he might be able to do some other stuff. I mean, maybe this is a little bit faulty on the reasoning, but
I mean, you could argue maybe that north-south also. North is more likely to have 5 clubs than to have 5 spades.
That is also, that is certainly true. That is a reason to lead a spade. So Andy wins this, and
king of spades and a spade looks like the only testing defense at all, or a low spade at this point. Actually, a low spade might be a good play. Probably.
Well, I mean, Mike put up it went 9.
Yeah, it probably won't really
ace at the first trick, so there doesn't seem to be much point in playing a low spade.
Well, if partner has 3 spades, you keep the entry to them if spades are 3-3.
True. Now, are Mike and Andy playing standard carding? Do we know? Or is there carding upside down? I mean, the 6 of diamonds, you know, from Andy's perspective, doesn't necessarily know what's going on in diamonds yet.
Yeah, king of spades and a spade seems good. Maybe a low spade is risky that if partner does have a doubleton, that you might not ever get the king of spades. But
and Berkowitz here will, or Larry, pardon me, not Berkowitz. Larry will certainly play the jack of hearts now.
Yeah, you kind of give up on the diamonds. While you're in dummy, you play a heart, and
he could play for the queen of hearts to be off here and cash 2 diamonds and lead a heart up.
Here he can actually make it, right? He can play the jack of hearts and they hop ace, and whatever they play, oh no, I guess you have too many losers. So you only going to get 5 more tricks. So maybe you can lead a spade and just force them to give you a heart, but West can actually just discard a heart.
Yeah. But this is not trivial, because if you just hope that one of the hearts is on side, you could cash 2 diamonds and lead a heart up to the jack.
Well, whoever has the queen can pop.
Right, but you might be able to manufacture an entry here. And I guess you're only gaining in hearts here if it's queen and 1 on side or something. I mean, when is playing this
Yeah, I
heart?
guess maybe diamonds up. Yeah, I
He
guess
does actually play a diamond. Yeah, I'm not thinking about this super deeply, but this line of play doesn't
yeah,
surprise.
this makes more sense. I didn't realize that they had time to do this, but yeah, he doesn't have. He's only in 2 no trump. He can afford to lose a spade, 2 hearts, and he'll have an entry if East has one of the top heart honors. So that seems better. And actually, it doesn't matter. You're just setting up the hearts in your hand. So
Right. Right. So this actually adds a chance that you have an entry.
I mean, it didn't really matter. He could have just let the jack of hearts and make it, but
so now he leads a heart to the 10, and actually, even if East wins this and cashes a spade, he still has 8 tricks. So
right.
well done by Larry to take 8 tricks here. I guess the defense needed to start clubs to have a shot at beating 2-0.
Yep.
I am down in San Diego with my parents. If there is some ambient noise, my father is hearing is not the best, so I apologize to our viewership if there's some background noise.
I cannot hear anything.
Okay.
And here they made 2 no trump. We can quickly check. So South actually bid 3 no trump, which
Wow.
will not probably make, but
Wow, and they got the same spade lead. Wow, 3-0 is hungry. But it may be the case that his side doesn't upgrade into 2-0 very much. I confess that in my partnerships, we upgrade into 2-0 a lot. So I wouldn't even be remotely tempted to raise to 3-0, but I imagine if you were a little bit more solid about it and almost never upgraded, now Jack 10 third of hearts, Queen 9 third of spades, and 5 diamonds, you can kind of take kind of a gamble here. So certainly not something that is hopeless or having no chance of working, but I think very partnership dependent about where the line is of it being too much or not.
And here, question is if North will balance over 2 spades.
Oh, no
Looks
chance.
like 3 hearts.
Yeah, no chance.
Goes down a lot.
I confess I would not even be remotely tempted with ace and a spade and these empty suits. Yeah, and Larry passes quickly.
Yeah, so
David will. A club lead is kind of normal. I was gonna say something like ace of diamonds and a diamond is not totally unreasonable either. Here
the question is if East has the jack 10 of clubs, or if partner has the jack or the 10. If partner has either the jack or 10 of clubs, you want to play the queen most likely. Like if they have king 10 fourth, you want to play the queen, but here
you're just going to play the queen regardless, thinking that it's promoting an honor in partner's hand, or at the worst that it's hard for it to matter.
Yeah, it only matters when they have ace king jack 10 or ace jack 10.
Right. So here Andy will take his discards. He'll play the king of spades out of his hand. Actually, he could make game from here by roughing a heart and playing a spade to the king, which he might do.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes some sense.
He might do it anyway,
not much risk
because it doesn't really cost too much. Well, no, he just gets it over with. I mean, on a really bad day, there could be some kind of diamond roughs, I guess. Even still, maybe you're supposed to do this. It seems Andy has played quickly. I'm not sure that I bet he's conserving energy since he feels like he's already way ahead with the club lead, which is certainly reasonable.
Yeah. On ace of diamonds and the diamond lead, they actually can get a diamond rough, but
right.
Still, 1 heart goes away.
I mean, when you start playing bridge and you're playing at the club, people love to lead from ace and 1. And the more you play and the higher stakes up you move, it's much more rare.
This is definitely, though,
This was a hand where
a
you might
time,
consider it.
you might consider it if you maybe if you were a little weaker on the side, it'd be better. So partner can have more points, but
Yeah, I mean, in this auction, partner rates to have some stuff, so
right.
trying
Yeah.
to catch him with diamond cards is not totally crazy, especially trying to beat two spades. I mean, I actually think if you're, if a club lead is beating two spades, then probably anything you're doing is beating two spades, unless partner's just totally loaded in clubs and you have to lead it through a few times.
Well, or sometimes the other leads are just giving up a trick or a position.
Yeah. Oh, it could, but certainly from a beating two spades perspective, I confess I might have considered the ace of diamonds lead, but anyway. Larry here will pass.
East has a nice one, probably.
Andy will bid a no trump, and Mike will probably bid two no. And this is a pretty delicate 3-no here.
Yeah, depending on the takeout double style, East might upgrade into 2-no, but
Well,
I don't know.
that seems like a lot. I suspect he'll bid one no.
The hand is pretty nice, but yeah, 1-no.
I mean, it's just if partner has a stiff spade and a normal takeout double, like there's
you don't want to be
getting to 2-no when you might just be playing 1-no. And here Mike kind of has a tough choice.
He might pass.
Yeah, he might pass, which he does.
That's a reason to maybe think about 2-no. But yeah, it's unlikely partner just has a balanced 15 because they didn't overcall 1-no right away. So
yeah, so Mike kind of, I'm sure from a frequency perspective, his partner would need to have 10. And, it doesn't look like he has trick sources necessarily, with king and a spade being part of his 15. I'd be curious to see what happens at the other table. I wonder if Bobby will overcall a no trump.
Oh, didn't happen yet.
Yeah, so let's see. What's Andy going to do here? He's probably going to...
Oh, but I don't think he will overcall 1-no. Is that what you said?
Well, I was just saying that, I mean, from a purely high card pointer count standpoint, he doesn't have 4 hearts. He's got 15 balance. I mean, king and 1 is pretty bad, but
yeah, but I don't think 1-no trump here. It's just the normal 15 to 18. I think it has to be, you have to have something about your 15 that's not terrible. Like it's pretty bad. 15 considering.
I bet Andy plays a spade back here, by the way. I think I would. I think I would play a spade back, intending to play a club to the 10.
You're in 1, it doesn't really matter. You might just want to build your.
Well, you want
you
to take things into South's hand.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I guess it doesn't really. You probably want to play a spade, and then it doesn't. I mean, you're in 1-no. It doesn't really matter at all.
No, it does not matter. He's, in fact, right now probably wishing he was in 3-no. Well, he's certainly wishing he was in 3-no with what's gone on so far. Yeah. But I think even single dummy, if you told me that South had opened a spade, I would definitely want to be in 3-no trump.
I think single dummy, regardless, you want to be in 3-no with most 25 point.
Well, this was only 24, but it was such that.
Oh, right, yeah.
9/4 of spades opposite the king and 1, and club texture.
Yeah.
So he's doing the club first.
And he's losing it into the South hand, which probably doesn't matter when you have the jack of hearts, but it's good technique.
Yeah, I'd be curious what happened at the other table. Is the other table on this board yet?
No, not yet, I don't think.
Okay.
Still in 3-no trump, it looks like they're gonna. Anyways.
Yeah, well, we won't worry so much about
it. Here's 7 of hearts.
Oh, king of spades now, probably.
Yeah, at this point, the club is on. You have your entries. You can do it anytime you want. So setting up a spade trick seems like the normal thing.
Yeah.
South will most likely duck it. Not that it matters, but maybe they play their partner have the ace of diamonds is the only way to beat it. But
well, ace of diamonds is in the dummy. But
West is dummy. So
yeah, West is dummy. So this is pretty futile. And I think South can work out that East has the king of hearts, because they'd probably cash their clubs first before, well, maybe not, I guess maybe no entry. Never mind. I was thinking maybe there was an inference here where South would be able to place these high cards.
So here, ace of spades and a spade back, and they'll have to lose a couple tricks at the end.
Although Berkowitz might be getting in played here.
I mean, he should be able to pitch a diamond, right? West pitches. Yeah. On the ace of clubs, he if he pitches a heart, it still doesn't matter. You get him with the ace of hearts. Yeah,
So
but he knows to pitch a diamond because West pitched one as well. And now you just lose the last three.
yeah, so he will make 150 here and not feel great about it, as it was kind of one of those in the margins bidding things. These always feel bad when you see the dummy and you feel like both sides are at the top of their range, because if the other table is a little more aggressive, you know, they're getting to a game that rates to make. So
Yep.
All right, so here Mike will most likely open a heart. We'll probably get a spade from Andy.
Yeah, a heart, a spade, and then a little bit of an interesting.
Probably
bid.
2 diamonds. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
2 diamonds with
hearts,
the
2 spades.
intent of bidding 2 spades over a heart correction. And
Although here it'll just pass out in 2 diamonds, which is probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, if partner's passing 2 diamonds, you know, occasionally partner will be like 5-1 4-3 and you're gonna hate it, or 5-1 3-4 and you're gonna hate it. But otherwise, you know, and here, as we can see, East is going to pass 2 diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from Mike's perspective, you know, before he sees the dummy, he might feel a little, you know, like his timing was not great.
Yeah.
Berkowitz is, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world for David to act here, but
Well, what would you do? I mean, we had.
well, yeah, I mean, I guess maybe not, especially with only 3 clubs and 4 little spades and kind of not, never mind. King Jack of hearts, never mind.
Yeah, I've had this discussion with some people about what double here means when they bid 3 suits, and it just seems that double is just penalty. You can't really make a takeout double with 3 suits unless you play double. Sometimes shows indicate spade length.
Well,
So
I mean,
maybe
if you had some hand that was like, you know, 4-3-1-5 with good spades, nothing in hearts, and some values, you'd certainly want to double here when 2 diamonds drops, thinking that you're either being stolen from or that you just really want to act in some way. I mean, I'm
right,
sure
the double could indicate spade length if you
spade length
have that agreement, but but he doesn't want to do that with this 9-4. You don't want partner to bid 2 spades on 3 spades ever.
So let's see, we got a club to the king and ace and a diamond back.
Yeah, and here he can do a lot of things, but even
I'm guessing Larry's gonna play the Jack of spades, probably.
well, the Jack of clubs sets up 3 diamond tricks for yourself. Right. So you might play a club.
I mean, I'm desperately trying to get partner in to play another diamond. He doesn't know that the declarer has this 18-point moose.
Well, but he returned the 2 of diamonds, so that should be suit preference, or at least saying, I don't have the ace of spades.
Yeah, that's a fair point here. This is kind of a very uncommon suit preference type thing, but a lot of it here has to do with how dead the dummy is and that placing South's high cards
I think, but isn't
Although
when you
this might
become,
be his only diamond, just for the
and if
record.
this is, but if this is only diamond, you don't really want to knock out his ace of spades right away necessarily. If he can't return a diamond back.
That's true.
It could be best to play ace of, if you think partner has the ace of spades, it could just be best to play ace of diamonds and a diamond and give up a diamond trick. And you're giving up a diamond trick, but stopping two heart roughs. So you could be giving up one trick, but stopping two. But you also, if you play the jack of clubs, and then you get in again and play another.
Well, how
club,
does he know the declare doesn't have king, queen, doubleton of clubs?
or a low club? Then sorry, you don't have to play the jack with a low club. Oh, I guess you're saying ace of diamonds and a diamond could be setting up all their clubs. No, you can't set up their clubs.
We can't set up their clubs, but I mean, I confess, my instinct with North would be to play the jack of spades, figuring that my partner rates to have spade linked. So he's killing the diamond roughs, which is certainly not unreasonable.
Yeah, I think especially
although,
now when it goes 2-4, you're happy you didn't play a spade when partner could have played 4.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't even play a diamond now. Maybe he's just happy he got rid of one rough. But yeah, this is fine. Diamond and
Yeah, this is fine because
West
again,
is just gonna take the
you're
7 more
playing
tricks.
you're playing your partner for spade values here in a way. I'm
Actually,
just my perspective on playing the spade was that if the declarer has, you know, just a normal opener here, you know, and partner has spade cards, you know, I might be really gaining a lot if partner's winning the spade and shooting another diamond through. Now we're,
but I think that's just too inconsistent with the 2 diamonds back.
yeah, that's possible.
Here, actually, he can still make. He just cashes the spades and exits a club, and eventually, they're gonna have to give him a heart.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
make this one.
well, when the jack comes up and he cashes, yeah, he's just going to go and exit a club and he may even take a heart finesse here to take 9 because,
Well, he can't take a heart finesse.
well, the defense is going to
No,
have
the
to
heart
pick a suit.
finesse is 4. Isn't the heart finesse 4-8? Wrong.
East West have 4, 5, 6. Oh yes, that's true. So he is going to
He's
take.
definitely going to take the heart finesse. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I had the tricks backwards.
Yeah, no worries.
So
So yeah, he's gonna.
Here come 2
maybe
spades in the club exit, and Burke's gonna.
we could maybe take a quick look at the auction on this one.
Oh, they're still on.
Oh, they're actually way behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be able to come back. So here, yeah, king of spades, and doesn't matter what North pitches.
Larry will pitch another heart, probably. Maybe the 3 of hearts. Not that it matters at all.
Yeah, I can't think of any time where it would matter.
No, you play the 3 of hearts just kind of as a clubby kind of feel, even though it doesn't matter. All right, so well done by Mike. He gets his 90.
Yep. So making 2.
Making 2. We picked the right table.
Yeah. This one looks a little interesting. East West should make 3 clubs, no problem.
Well,
North South
getting to 3
should
clubs.
make 3 spades. Yeah, North South should make 3 spades, no problem. Well, I mean, East has probably a 2 club overcall.
Oh, I guess over a precision diamond opener, Michael double, and his partner will jump in clubs. So
yeah,
David will probably open a precision diamond here. I mean, I suppose if he chose to open a spade for some reason, this would be a great time to do it.
Well, North South make 3 spades, and if they have to not misguess the diamonds, but shouldn't be 3 spades.
Wow, Mike doubled or Mike passed. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I'm not as surprised, but I think East might overcall 2 clubs. Maybe it's a little too much.
All right, well,
Especially-
I'm surprised just because Cohen had passed and South had opened a precision diamond. I mean, when you only have 12 like this, your partner rates to have some stuff, even though they didn't open.
Yeah, but maybe you think you can always come in later.
Well,
They're
but
not
if you
gonna.
double and they start to hurt you, you don't feel horrible about bidding 2 clubs, for sure. Anyway, so now he's not in the auction, and now Larry's going to bid like 3 spades, probably. I mean, his hand's gotten way better all of a sudden.
Yeah, three spades is the limit. Anyways, it wouldn't have helped you to compete in clubs.
Well, but if you competed in clubs, you might be, notice here, North South hasn't had to guess, and he only bids 2 spades.
Yeah, now maybe he balances with something.
I mean, like I say, this is a reason to be getting into this auction. You're just,
and especially against precision pairs, you don't necessarily love balancing in clubs when South could have longer clubs than diamonds. South could have 5 clubs and 2 diamonds.
yeah, that's true. Can we take a look at the scorecard? I'm getting some questions about that 3-0 where the Colonel raised
Wow,
2
it made.
3-0.
So we'll see. Maybe
So let's see what happened here. So we got the
5
same
of spades.
spade lead. King of
And Mike
diamonds,
Becker played king of
king of
spades.
spades, spade. Okay.
Maybe
Well,
Bobby did not pitch a heart. Oh, here.
oh, now here he just ducks. Oh, that's very cute. So go back
Yeah.
2 cards. So notice what's happening here when he plays low. Bobby's options are to forfeit his heart trick or to allow an entry to the dummy.
Yeah.
Which is very cute. So a very nice play that I confess we didn't even talk about in 2-0 because 8 tricks is all that we were after. But a very nice play by Pratap to make 3-0 Trump.
Mhm.
So Goodman has
Picked up another
picked up some more
10.
imps.
And here, this will be a pretty boring one with the queen diamond popping up. There'll be a claim.
And just since we were discussing a spade versus a club lead, certainly if you heard the auction 2-0, 3-0, you're going to be leading a spade from king 10 fourth rather than a club from queen 10 fourth.
Yeah.
Because they have not advertised major links. So a good pickup there. I'm getting some feedback about our lack of attention to the score here.
Yeah, it's getting a lot closer now.
Yeah, it has
But what
gotten
do
a
you think
lot
South is
closer.
gonna
Some of
open
these
here?
boards, we can go back and look here when we get to a lull. But
What
Goodman
is South
steadily
opening?
picked up. So Andy's going to pass, and South will certainly open 4 hearts, or at least I would be opening 4 hearts.
Yeah, I like 4 hearts too, but second seat red is when you can be strongest. I mean, you could also open 1 heart, although it's better
You're
probably just to shut them
7-4.
out.
I mean, this falls into the category of where am I headed?
Yeah, I would 100% open 4 hearts myself. I don't know exactly what.
I mean, I would hate to
else.
open 3 hearts and have partner have a stiff heart and some values and float it. And
Mhm.
ace of clubs, ace 10 of diamonds, and a stiff heart. And I mean, it's just too much to ask partner to raise 3 hearts to 4 here, I think.
Yeah, especially when Namyats is available, you don't feel too bad when you open 4 hearts because partner won't bid over it with.
Yeah, so here Mike will, I mean, this is a tough problem too. He chooses the double, and here we can see that it'll work out okay because Andy has 4 spades.
Well,
But I confess that if his texture in spades was a little, like if you put the can of clubs in the spade suit, he may have chosen to overcall 4 spades.
I assume this is gonna be passed out.
Oh, there's no way this gets passed out.
You don't think so? You think?
No, not with 10-3 of hearts and all your values in the outside suits. I mean, if partner just has kind of a normal takeout double with a stiff heart, you're definitely.
Yeah, but partner's under a lot of pressure. I don't think they necessarily even have to have 4 spades.
Well, they certainly don't, but if they don't have 4 spades, yeah, I mean, you could get into a case where North has a stack of spades and now you're in a bad contract.
But even I think this could just be like a plus versus
minus
minus. I don't think they're making four hearts.
I was
partners.
playing in Walt Schaefer's game on BBO, and I was playing with Bart Bramley, the one and only time that happened. And it wasn't a hand exactly like East's hand, but it was something very similar where it went pass, four hearts, double. And I floated it with a hand kind of like this. And they made 990 and we had, 620 our side. And it was a point of contention that with hands like this, you just bid four spades and you don't try to just go plus and four hearts doubled, especially with all of your texture outside of hearts. So that kind of stuck with me. Andy here has bid four spades after some thought. And if you're Mike, I mean, he's going to pass for sure. But you don't feel great. You don't feel great about this. I mean, King, Jack, fifth of spades and the ace of diamonds or something in that, along those lines. And you could certainly be missing a slam here. Anyway,
still need a little more. But
well, here comes another question: does David lead his singleton club, which he might?
I assume so. It looks probably like the most likely way to beat it, but
well, with the Queen Jack of diamonds, you might lead a high heart, thinking that you might have a chance to be in. And here he does lead a club. So this will get Andy to win the ace and play ace and a spade.
Yeah, and he'll lose a club and a spade and a heart. Most likely,
and he'll go 620.
Maybe we can look at the auction here. Yeah, so they had the same auction.
They had the same auction at the other table. So Bobby also chose to double, and East also chose to bid one no. So both sides, I mean, very understandable and reasonable actions. Sometimes both sides are at the top of their range. These things happen. So to those of you watching, you can sit here and say, well, it's imps, they missed a cold 3-0. But again, what you're trying to do is take a percentage action, take one that in the long run is going to do well. So okay, so Larry has ducked the king of spades basically because
here you can act. Well, actually, it doesn't even matter. I mean, you could play a heart to the ace and play north, but you're going to have to give up a club anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. So when this finesse loses, he's gonna quickly.
He's just going to claim right here, I think.
Going to claim here, probably. Maybe some discussion going on at their table, or since Larry and Andy are in the same room at the beautiful Hyatt Regency in Schaumburg, Illinois.
It's actually something I just thought of now. I mean, maybe it's not the most relevant thing, but if your opponents are under time pressure, it can be a strategy where instead of claiming an easy hand, you just play it out, make them take the time, which is a little bit probably.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I confess that wouldn't be the kind of tactic I would employ, but
yeah, I
wouldn't put it past some people.
Yeah, I could definitely see it being used, especially if you make time penalties this enforced.
Man, that's
a good hand.
This is a good hand. Okay, so here will be the value of preempting again, and David doesn't preempt. Well, in a precision context, you can't open two diamonds, I suppose. Boy, this would have been a good time to open some number of diamonds, because
this would really make
East-West here could very sensibly bid themselves to a grand once West shows spade value, spade length. Although the fourth spade really does matter for 7 purposes. Here, David will bid 2 diamonds for sure. He might even bid 3. So this is
you make 7, so you want to be in 7.
Yeah, well, that's not quite how that works, but yeah.
Well, on this hand, you do.
Well, if partner doesn't have a 4th spade, 7 might be a little tricky, because you might have.
But didn't you say if South opened 2 diamonds, South opens a number of diamonds?
Well, Larry's gonna. By the way, if I was Larry, I'd be bidding 5 diamonds in a flash here, or at least 4 diamonds.
I think I bid 4 diamonds. I've seen what I myself have bid 2 diamonds on.
What's the alert here on double?
Nothing yet.
Oh, it's not filled in yet. I wonder if this shows values and not,
Values, yeah.
does show values. Okay, so this is gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, if North can bid 5 diamonds, that would be great. Probably to give them the most difficulty. Even 4 diamonds is going to give them difficulty, but
I confess I would bid 5 diamonds just because, especially if my righty showed values now. I mean, I would like to make this as hard as possible. My partner bid 2 freaking diamonds. I'm not counting a ton of defensive tricks here,
yeah, that's certainly true.
so. By bidding 5 diamonds, I think. It's kind of hard to get to the grand over 5 diamonds.
Yeah, it is. Four diamonds. I mean, it's tricky over 4 diamonds too. What East is going to bid?
Well, East is gonna bid like 5 diamonds, I would guess.
Yeah, but that's like that. That just puts your partner in a position. I mean, it's probably a reasonable bid, but like
4 spades, I really don't like, because this can just end the auction.
5 diamonds is probably just setting up a general slam force, and but I mean, it puts partner in a position where 4 spades. I don't know if
Well, I don't
four
like this. I
spades.
mean, Mike's gonna pass for sure. Wow, well,
Yeah,
Larry did well to bid 4 diamonds, I guess.
Yeah, 4 diamonds.
4
I think
diamonds.
I would have bid 4. I don't know. 2 diamonds is 2 diamonds for me. Not necessarily
Pardon me.
great.
Yeah,
So here, this is just a claim. There is,
I mean, this is
13
actually
off the top.
just a claim or a trick one. Which
Yeah, not
feels,
always, not
which
every day you
feels
see one of those.
feels real bad when you're in 4.
Yep.
And the reason that we're saying that it's a total claimer is that even if spades are 3-0, you pull 3 spades and catch 5 clubs, throwing 3 hearts, and then you get to rough East's little heart.
And this also brings up like the point that at the other table, if they're guessing between 6 and 7, sometimes they just stop in 4. I mean, here you don't expect them to stop in 4 necessarily, but sometimes when they stop in 4, if the other table bids 6 versus 7, it's really not that big of a swing. It's only 3 imps. So
Andy has fallen from grace here, unfortunately. I mean, with double showing values, I mean, note that Mike's hand effectively was queen 4th of spades and out and a
and they
grand.
might have been on different wavelengths about what the double showed.
Well, even still, I mean, I would be forcing slam. I mean, my partner's either going to have lengthened clubs or lengthened spades, and whichever one of those it is, 6 has got to be a rock.
Yeah, and here West has a good one.
So anyway, well done by Larry to bid 4 diamonds. I wonder, Vol against not, I guess Larry will only bid 2 spades here. If the colors were reversed, it would be an interesting bidding issue. Because at favorable vulnerability, you might try to be a little bit more destructive than 2 spades.
Yeah, you might even bid 4 spades at some vulnerabilities if they were flipped. But here, double again values.
Yeah.
The West hand is not nearly as good.
No, but he will bid 3 hearts and get raised to 4. Yeah, I'm getting asked about the 4 spade bid, and the reason that 4 spades just can't be the winner on the board before is because of what happened. You haven't shown a hand that has, 1.5 losers in your own hand, that has 11 aces with any kind of fit. So you don't really want to be putting pressure here on partner. If we can go back and just look just for a second, sorry, I know we were already on this, but from Mike's perspective, I mean, just imagine you're Mike Purcell and you have doubled to show values and your partner has hit 4 spades. I mean, there's no reason in the world that you would think that you belong higher here, since your values that you've shown are queen 4th, queen 3rd in the suit that they're bidding, and a straight jack. So East, knowing that partner has some stuff and hearing his opponent's blast in diamonds, I think has to be a little bit more aggressive here. But anyhow, Andy will raise to 4 hearts here, probably. I mean, there's an off chance that 3 hearts wasn't forcing, but I doubt that. In fact, that's crazy. Once you double, I bet that they're in a game force. So with no real extras and only 1 king outside, I think 4 hearts is very sensible. And
yeah, this one will be a claimer.
Well, singletons against game contracts.
Oh, I guess it's not a claimer.
No, it's not a claimer at all. This will go down quickly. It's going to go ace of diamonds, diamond rough,
and spade,
and the king of
I didn't
spades.
even see
I guess it's still not
diamond.
down.
How do you can't get the pitch?
You're not going to get a spade trick.
Why not?
Oh no, you are going to get a spade trick. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, South has the ace of hearts as an entry.
Sorry, South does have 2 spades. Yeah. So this will be 4 hearts quickly. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not clear how the auction will go. I suspect, how are we at the other table?
They're very far behind. They're on 41, we're on 44.
Okay, so we may, depending on when these boys finish, we may be able to see what happens. We'll go through the other tables auctions just to see where these imps were picked up. Goodman has actually pulled ahead after being down 20, I think, early in the set. So a nice recovery so far. Although with them missing 7 spades, there will be some imps back to Wolfson's team for sure.
Yeah, although the good thing, not necessarily a good thing, but is like, even if they had bid 6 spades and the opponent's bid 7, if the opponent's bid 7, there's really not a huge difference between you bidding 4 or 6.
Notice what happened here, by the way. I was about to call attention to this.
Yeah,
now they're going to make it. And from Larry's perspective,
he doesn't know
that South has 6 diamonds. And he may not want to play the king of spades. And also, North doesn't know that South has the ace of hearts.
Yeah, if he knows South has the ace of hearts, then
right. So he tried to build a club trick to beat this contract.
And now
to go passive, which is,
it doesn't actually matter because he can just duck this, right? South can duck this.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you had something like if the 9 of hearts was in dummy and you could lead the 6 to the 7, then and force an entry, then
yeah,
it would have mattered.
If Burke had queen 3rd of hearts instead of ace 3rd, you get to play a high one and a middle one, and now South would have the choice of losing his heart trick or giving an entry to the dummy. So it could have mattered here. Here, right. South gets to duck the heart, so it doesn't matter. I suspect Mike will cash 1 more club, cash the ace of spades and exit in hearts and just hope. Or I guess maybe that can't work. Yeah, that can't work. Okay.
Well, if North has
step
7
away
spades,
for a moment. I apologize.
No worries. I guess you cash. You cash ace of spades and queen of clubs next to the heart, hoping that South has 1 spade and 3 clubs, and hope that North has 7 spades and 4 clubs, because then South really will have nothing. But here, South can just play a spade at any point. So this will be down 1. South claims, so on to the last board in this room, and then we'll go back to the other room, which is moving at a much slower pace. But let's see if this last one brings anything interesting up. All right, so the north hand is a textbook 2-heart opener, it looks like. And east has a hand that you could maybe, yeah, you can maybe consider bidding. I mean, I think overcalling 3 diamonds probably you would consider, but they chose to pass. South probably will pass, and west will maybe consider doubling, but maybe pass. I think it's more likely. Actually, no, 10 points in Doubleton Heart, maybe doubling is on the table still, but here in 2 hearts, even if you get a diamond rough, West can actually over rough the dummy with the 5 of hearts. So it looks like you're going to lose 2 diamonds and a heart and a spade and definitely 1 club. The question is if you can pitch your other club on the king of spades at some point. So this is maybe gonna just make 2 would be my guess, but there are ways for it to go down, I think. So East has a bit of a problem of what to return. Might just play ace of spades and the spade. And with ace of spades and spade, North will be able to pitch the club right away. So. Oh, I guess no, South was on lead. Never mind. South. So here, so yeah. Now on the ace of hearts, I assume a heart return will be. Oh, queen of diamonds. Yeah, get the heart over rough, and now maybe. I don't think it matters. A club through to get a club rough still probably isn't enough because you can still pitch the club on the king of spades. So yeah, queen of spades over. And now not much to hope for. You're going to get to pitch on the king of spades. Here he's just roughing first, pulling the trumps, and then pitching on the king of spades, but this one will just make 2. So yeah, this is relatively smooth from here. Just gonna claim. Oh yeah, he probably just asked 2 of the club, and the club king said he was gonna take the finesse, and it's off, so he just makes 8. So we'll go to the other table. We've already seen these boards, and here I guess East also bid 4 spades, and at this point, he's gonna lose a club and a spade and a heart. So this will also make 4. The only interesting thing here, I guess, is that South decided to leave the king of hearts rather than the 3 of clubs that was chosen at the other table. Maybe thinking with the queen, jack, 4 of the diamonds that you want to build your heart trick and maybe get in with a diamond rather than maybe giving away the club position or anything like that. So here, spade up.
Okay, sorry for ditching you.
No worries. We just the last board was a pretty. I'll give you a couple hands. So 2 hearts, they open.
Yeah.
And what would you do with ace 4th, ace 3rd, queen 10, 8, 6th, void? Red, and
Ace
Larry
4th,
Cohen open 2 hearts.
ace 4th, ace 3rd, queen 10,
8, 6th, and void.
I would be tempted to bid 3 diamonds.
That's what I was thinking.
Although it's kind of close. Did the
They
other
passed. They chose to
did the
pass.
other table finish?
Yeah, they finished, and they chose to pass that one. And then it goes 2 hearts, pass to you, and you have queen, jack, 10, 9, 2 small, king and 1, and king, jack, 9, 5th.
Yeah, you might sensibly just pass here, or you might double, but
Yeah, I thought it was close to be passing a double. They just passed it out in two hearts, which made, and I think East West might be able to make two spades or something, but
I've got some fun questions from audience members.
about what?
For those of you who don't know, Harrison was a fairly accomplished tennis player in high school, and I think, are you playing intramurally in college, or are you just playing?
Yeah, I play a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, there are a number of bridge players who are also tennis players, Bobby Levin being one of them.
Yeah.
We're discussing the merits of a combined competition.
Tennis, bridge. I don't, does Bobby play tennis? I thought he played like racquetball or something, one or the other.
Yeah, the
Racket sports.
big game now is paddle. Can we take a look at some of these? I'm sorry that I missed. Although I do
Which
want to
ones?
the auction here.
You
Let's
mean
just see. Let's just see where Goodman's team picked imps back up.
Well, here the three
I
no
saw
trump.
that one earlier. That was when Mike chose to open two spades. So let's see four spades down one. Let's see how they got to four spades.
No, we talked about this one. North made maybe a constructive raise, maybe not constructive raise, and then that South bid four hearts and West felt like they wanted to bid four spades over that.
I see. So something, so by raising the two hearts here, South got busy, and it was kind of hard for Bobby to show his values. He has kind of a 3.5 spade bid, and
Yeah.
he decided to do it that way. Okay, so that was
We talked about this one,
talked about 3 no with the nice.
and that was it.
That
It was a
about,
pretty close match anyway to start with, so they didn't need too many to get back to even.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's see what happens here now. I am very surprised that the Colonel didn't bid over two clubs or preempt originally. Now with the auction to themselves, Bobby will bid three spades, I assume. And I guess Mike will exclusion in diamonds and ask for the queen of spades.
Yep. And West will be able to show the queen of spades, and then the question is if he bids seven or not. It's a little bit, you do need a little bit more than just the queen of spades. Let's see, the two diamonds is 0 or 1 control. So
well, but in the context of having, yeah, I mean, it's hard for Bobby to do anything other than bid four spades here. I'm not sure what Mike's trying to accomplish.
well, he can find out if partner has the king of hearts before asking for the queen of spades. Right now, partner doesn't have the king of hearts. Maybe you don't think about seven anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, Mike's gonna now bid.
Although now you can't exclusion, but there's no point to exclusion. You know, partner doesn't have the ace of diamonds. So
I wonder what Mike's gonna do here. I mean, the thing is
just key card, just bid key card, right?
Yeah, because
you,
partner can't have the ace of diamonds.
right, exactly. Partner can't have the ace of diamonds, so they're going to show 0, and then you're going to ask for the queen.
This is kind of difficult. I mean, you're kind of guessing here as East. Because
As to bid 6 or 7, you mean, after they show the queen?
Yeah, because if your partner, I mean, we can just do like length expectations, right? Your partner, what would you need from partner? You need partner to have 6 or fewer round cards, which is not like totally crazy. Well, that's if you can find out about the fourth spade. Yeah, I suppose you can't find out about the fourth spade.
And it's likely that they have longer diamonds than just having 3 diamonds
with both sides not bidding, with no bidding, right? So I mean, that's a reason to try to give. Once you find out about the queen of spades, maybe you just blast 7, figuring that partner.
But even if partner has 3 spades, you 100% need spades 2-2, right?
Not 100%, but very likely you'll need that.
I don't see how. I mean, you need them to have a stiff club and 3 hearts.
Well, you need them to have 5. You need them to have 5 diamonds in the hand with 3 spades to have 4 clubs. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, right. Something ridiculous. Yeah,
yeah, it's not impossible, but it's certainly not.
Wow, didn't. Oh, 5 clubs was I wonder what the point of 5 clubs is, rather, because
I
I'm not
I
gonna
do
find
not
out
know
about the
what
queen of
25
spades.
clubs was. Yeah, so he just bid 6 spades. Okay. I mean,
So that seems reasonable. And the other thing, like I said earlier, it's actually kind of irrelevant whether they bid 6 or 7. It's only a couple of imps.
yes, true. So this will be a quick 11 back to Wolfson. So the
We'll
margin,
see. They also are behind, so maybe just claims right away. At the other table, a couple cards are played out.
yeah, here Mike will claim right away. I hope. Although this table was 3.5 boards behind, so. All right, so 11 imps there.
Yep.
Kind of an
They
interest.
probably aren't too happy they missed the gram, but
They're going to
turns
be
out it's only
happy when
3
they win
imps.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, no one in the women's or seniors found 7 spades, it says.
Hmm.
One of the women pairs ended in 5 spades, the others were all in 6 spades.
I see. Well, they got higher than the table we were watching.
Here we'll see if this 4 hearts is also beaten. It should be. It takes a little bit of careful defense.
Yeah, and something that I tell students of mine, which we've seen now a couple times, is when you have a singleton against a game contract, you rarely have a lead problem. Even here, when you have these stiff trumps, sometimes it's the best way to try to beat the contract, and it's certainly been right this set.
It's kind of funny you mentioned it, because the other hand where West opened 4 hearts with 7 hearts.
Yeah,
Sorry, South opened 4 hearts with 7 hearts, and it went double past 4 spades. At this table, this South chose to lead the king of hearts rather than their stiff club.
I see.
So
I guess
they,
it didn't matter.
no, it didn't matter at all.
Because there was no entry, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's worth a try to get, you know,
Mhm.
you can just get tricks.
North thinking probably about whether 2 spades or 3 spades or whatever methods they have, or just pass. I mean, I would
So
be.
I'm getting some feedback about the 7 spade hand, that the old school standard over 2 spades was that a jump to 4 spades showed 4 trump and nothing outside.
Yeah, maybe reasonable.
I don't know how far back we got to go for that to be the case, but that certainly would have fixed East's problem.
Yeah, that would make 7 spades a standout.
Well, I suppose the logic might be that you could give a double negative and then bid 4 spades to show 3 spades and a piece of junk. And so
He did already show 0-1 control, though, so
yeah.
I don't even know if they play negative. If they play
Yeah,
like
I don't
second
know.
negatives.
I don't know if 3 clubs even would have been a second native for them. That's a fair point.
He's been in Kokish. It'll be interesting. Some people that play 2 hearts as a related 2 spades is Kokish. Some people play that you bid 3 clubs with the single suited heart hand, but here they just play 3 hearts as single suited hearts, it appears.
For those of us sending me messages, there is a chat box on twitch.tv, which I suppose that we can point everybody towards, where vibrant discussion might be taking place about some of the things we're discussing. Okay, so Mike here bids 3-0, which seems very sensible with king 9-4
Yeah,
and a balanced hand.
and if this actually gets passed out, they'll pick up some imps, because 3-no trump looks like it will
3-0.
inevitably make, even on a spade lead with South having both of the aces.
Well done by Mike, and yeah, very well done by Mike to do this. And the curious part here is that Pratap passed. I mean, I was guessing between 2 and 3 spades.
I said the same thing. Yeah, he was thinking. I didn't know if it was 2 or 3 spades he was thinking about, but here
he chose to pass, which has cost his side some imps.
ten.
So
I assume he just popped queen and starts the hearts.
yeah, Pop queen, play the king of hearts, and Wolfson will pick up some more imps here.
Yeah, I assume South might make things quick and just play the ace of diamonds, because it really looks like the only way you're beating this with this dummy, when you know they have 9 top tricks, is to hope that partner has king and 1 diamond. I mean, that declares king 1 diamond and partner has 3 little diamonds. Especially if you duck this and partner shows up with a stiff heart. When partner's a stiff heart, you're probably not going to guess they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to guess that they have a
So
stiff diamond as well.
he's thinking about this, but he will certainly play small.
Yeah, he's just probably trying to think about the whole hand.
This actually, it's funny this is coming up because there was a hand of contention with some students of mine in the last 24 hours. These situations defending 3-0, a lot of times you can duck here and get some information from partner about what may be or may not be useful. Now here, South can see the dummy, so he doesn't really need to wait for a signal here. This is the only hope to beat the contract because the dummy has
and
winners.
It's funny that because North played the 8 of hearts, this is the 7 of hearts is an entry.
Yeah, that's cute.
But I wonder why the claim was declined. Maybe they just didn't see that the 7 of hearts.
Well, they have. Well, don't they have? Wait a minute. Don't they have 11 tricks?
Yeah, that should be 11.
It should be 11 tricks, and that is a non-trivial difference because that'll make it 11 imps and not 10.
Yep.
So some issues with the claiming. Oh, I see. This is the 45 I missed.
2 hearts all past the other table. We will see.
And again, I think everybody took some reasonable action. So if we can just go back to 44 just for a second. I was starting to say, because there have been some comments about this after the king of hearts gets played here. So no, go back one. In a situation like this, okay, this hand, it's not relevant because the dummy has 1,000 tricks in it. But in a hand where the dummy didn't have so many tricks, or you maybe didn't necessarily know where declarer's tricks were coming from, South might reasonably duck this trick and wait for a signal from his partner to try to decide what to do next. Here, the only hope in the world is that the king of diamonds is coming down. So he just won the ace on the first round and played the ace of diamonds. But it's a good lesson thing that comes up a lot, that sometimes you don't have to be in a hurry to win tricks and no trump, depending on, how fast tricks are looking from that side or not. Anyhow. All right, so he opened
2 hearts, we'll see.
Yeah.
I would not choose to do it, but do you think anybody would choose to double the East hand if you play?
If we had Kit on last week, and he said that with him and Bart, they're playing equal level conversions everywhere. Well, if this was one of the places you were doing it, and it didn't necessarily show anything extra, you would probably happily double.
Well, I think I play equal level conversions here too, but I just feel a little uncomfortable doubling with a club void, and also not the best part. I don't think partner's going to really ever expect this if it gets high.
No, that I agree with.
2 hearts double, 4 hearts. You don't want partner bidding 5 clubs. That would be a disaster.
I wonder what's going to happen here, because I suspect if South is quiet, East-West will get to 4 spades.
Yeah. I mean,
Bobby
it's a kind of hard.
Bobby is certainly going to bid 3 hearts, and Mike
might bid 3 no.
Oh, he raised here, so now here comes double,
and now 3 spades is 100%, or maybe even more. But you're going to bid. Now they might be able to find the spades, or they will be able to.
Well, they will.
I looked at it. I thought 4 spades was a little high, but
4 spades is
maybe it's
not going to make, for sure.
Maybe it's a reasonable contract though. Just looking at both hands.
Well, is Bobby even going to raise?
Yeah, I was gonna say he might bid.
It's not clear. Oh, he does raise. I mean, 2
Yeah, I think 3 spades. I actually don't know do you think three spades is going to be bid on a 3-card suit a lot of the time, or I
Well,
think South might double
apparently
this, but maybe
not.
not.
Apparently not if South is raising to 4. I mean, South can double this, but it's not down yet. I
Well,
mean,
I think facing a vulnerable preempt, I would probably double with ace queen of clubs over East. Oh no, East didn't double. Yeah, never mind.
yeah. Well, he doesn't. He with ace and a diamond and the empty spades. I mean, this could just be a cold game. I mean, I don't see any reason why you would be doubling this as South.
Well, if you think
Stiff
it's
heart.
likely spades are 4-4.
Yeah, but stiff heart from the declare and they knock out the ace of diamonds and
Well, they
you
could.
know, where
They
this
still likely will have some issues with
a club, a
spades
diamond,
4-1.
a spade, and maybe a heart, but I mean, partner could have king, jack, 10. I don't know. Anyway,
But it is one of those where
it's kind of a one
they're
trick
very
set.
yeah. It's they could be. They also could be having. I mean, they could be over. This is an auction where they could be overbidding very easily, and it could be down to. It could be just they're totally off.
Yeah, and actually, cards as they are, I think East is going to make 4 spades. He's going to duck this and win the second one. And by the way, when he ducks, Pratap will probably play a spade, although that's not sure.
I'm not sure he would be wanting to play spades with the jack third of diamonds.
Yeah, maybe not actually. So what is he going to do? He just
I think hearts might be better. You hope maybe partner has 3 hearts and maybe 4 spades.
But now if Mike plays a diamond to the king, because he needs to get his diamonds set up.
Well, could just hop ace of diamonds and well, that's probably double dummy. But
well, what do you want him to do?
even if you ducked up, well, you could even duck right and just cash the ace of clubs when you get in.
But that's okay because they're still just going to lose the 1 spade, and East gets to just keep cashing high diamonds. And when South rough, over rough, and he can rough a club, I think this is
as long as he catches ace. Yeah.
I think
like I said, he should pop ace of diamonds. Oh, he plays diamond back, and now.
So now queen of spades.
Yeah, now you're going to make it. It's really even more. So it started off.
I think he was always going to make it. We can go back.
Yeah, maybe.
Double dummy, but this looks to me like this was always making.
Just 9 tricks.
Well, but maybe you had to start something else. I don't know, maybe not. From here, it looks like it's
here. You should duck. Yeah, you should always duck with king 4th or ace 4th of trumps. It's usually right to duck. First
but now he can just make. He can just go to it. He can just play a spade.
Play a spade to the ace.
Play a spade to the ace and start cashing diamonds, throwing clubs. And I don't think there's anything that.
Yeah, no. At this point, so there was something maybe that could have been done earlier. Yeah, I mean, at some point, something. Maybe North had to play a club when they got him with the 10 of hearts. That's probably.
Yeah, maybe North had to play a club when they were in, because you can't afford to lose a heart, a diamond, a club, and a spade. So North had to find a club shift at trick 2 to beat this.
Actually, what if someone mentioned in the comments, what if instead of ducking the 10 of spades, you win the king of spades and play the ace of clubs? They rough it, they cash queen of diamonds, you rough, they over rough. And now what are they going to do with the 9 of hearts? They have to lose the 9 of hearts. Oh no, they cash a king of clubs. Cash. Why can't they just play spades? I don't know.
Let's look at this when the play is over. I mean, here Mike's just gonna make. He's just gonna make 10 easy, because now South can rough wherever he wants, but he'll cash 3 diamonds and cross rough, because he can rough the heart in the other hand. Okay, so let's take a look at this hand now. Let's
Oh, we have to wait for them to finish it before we can do it. All right, how do we get
so Wilson picks up 12 more.
Yeah, so they had a good run at the end to pick up. They were tied at one point, and then they end up picking up even more M16 M's on the set.
Yeah, a
So
good
we'll see
king
here.
coming back. So let's see here. So at trick one, we'll hit the solver here, because I think what Pratap has to do is play a club here.
Yeah, is it a, well, it looks
Okay,
like
or a
anything but a heart.
spade. A club or
Or
a
diamond. Or diamond, which is interesting.
let's see. Why is the diamond mattering? Okay, so the question in chat was about the spade play. So let's fast forward a little bit and see if it mattered then, because I don't think it did. Oh, maybe it did. Okay, so spade.
Right, so you win the king and you cash the. Oh no, you just win the king and play a spade back, and there's nothing they can do. Right, they can't ever get rid of the heart is the problem. Isn't that when the king of spades play spade back? If they win with the ace in their hand and start cashing diamonds, you rough, and they can't. And then say they rough a club over, they lead another diamond. They can't handle it if you play king of spades and a spade back.
Interesting.
But I wonder why a diamond switch is. I mean, obviously, no human would ever switch to a diamond, but play a diamond.
I wonder why the diamond. So diamond to the ace.
And West. Well, I don't think you can play the ace of diamonds. I think you have to duck the diamond.
Okay,
That's the reason I think the jack of diamonds is there.
So for the solvers out there, well, the part that's real interesting here is that when they played a diamond up, click through the double dummy a little more. Thank you.
Well, you obviously you can unblock the king of diamonds. That part's not too difficult.
But not wait. Go back. Not only
you can just play the king of diamonds.
Not only can you, but this seems to suggest that it's necessary.
Right. But that's because you can then have, if you rough a heart back, like here, the king of spades, it's you knock out the entry. Kind of nobody would ever find. I don't think. I mean, that would be really tough. But I mean, diamondback I guess works. But the king of spades also just knocks out the entry. But
so if he unblocks the king of diamonds instead, what changed here? Oh, he developed an entry in diamonds. He developed a second entry to his hand to do this thing where he's running tricks at him. Oh, that's very cute. Okay, so anyway, for those of you who are grinders, this hand is very interesting on the play. Let's just quickly take a look at the score in the other match. We hit home. Let's see here, and we can check on some of the other things and see what's happening.
Okay. So here they picked up even more imps and they withdrew.
Hammond picked up another and Lewis withdrew. Okay, so Hammond will face the winner of Wolfson and Goodman in the last set. So very soon, well, not soon. What time are we starting back up? 4:15, I think.
Yes, that's 7:15.
4:15 Western, 7:15 Eastern. So Phil Clayton and Danny Sprung are taking our place. And so stay tuned for that. Go ahead and hit the USA2 just to look at the scores. Let's see what's happening in those matches.
These weren't as close before, and there's this one got a little close.
Beatty's team has made quite a comeback in the last two. Look at the imp correction, by the way.
Wow.
Maybe nobody told John Lusky that there were time penalty things.
I want 33 imps is a ridiculous amount of imps. I wonder if it's all because of slow play or if maybe there was
some combination. Yeah, if anybody knows, I mean, I confess that Alan and John are the kind of slow that they might write books about someday. So I hope it wasn't all them. I mean, 33 imps is an awful lot and awfully steep. So I would be interested to see what's
But like I said, I mean, if you can win 33 imps from your opponent's
tempo,
I mean, it can become probably part of the strategy where you force them to take time. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just guessing here, so don't take my word for anything, but I wonder if the total round clock was what you know, that
They
they
thought
were
it was?
looking at, and they thought, well, the total round clock says we still have time and we're, you know, whatever. I mean, in the 16 or 18 boards I've played against the pair I mentioned, they have taken up over time by 4 or 5 minutes in just about every single round I've ever played against them on their own. So unfortunately, I would hope that that doesn't swing a result, but I would be
I
curious.
mean, at this point, it actually
33
has.
is a lot.
If they lose this match, it almost certainly will have swung it.
Yeah, for sure. So anyhow,
All right. Thanks, everyone.
thank you for tuning in. Like I say, Phil Clayton and Danny Sprung will be taking our place in about 15 minutes. Yeah,
All right.
thanks for joining. Take it easy, everybody.